Hi there, this is Mike, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to calibrate a Tecsun PL-660 if you happen to have one that has a frequency offset from the factory. I got mine about a week ago, and indeed on wide bandwidth mode and shortwave I'm actually seeing on-station frequencies reading about 5 kilohertz too low, whereas on narrow bandwidth and shortwave I'm actually reading the frequencies accurately. As far as I can tell on AM/FM, no problems at all. The radio is accurate, and as it is on airband. You can actually calibrate the PL-660 independently for AM and possibly independently for long wave, but I have no stations that I can receive. It could be that the AM and the long wave are together, but you can calibrate AM, FM, shortwave, wide bandwidth, and shortwave, narrow bandwidth independently. And I'm going to demonstrate this on shortwave using WWV 10,000 kilohertz from Fort Collins, Colorado. It's been fading heavily and the static has been really bad, so we'll see how it is right now. So we're on narrow bandwidth, and it's coming in nice and strong, which is good. So the radio is now on factory default. So when I tune on narrow bandwidth, I think you can see that it's accurate, but when I go on wide, the cleanest signal is on 99.95. It's a little hard to tell on wide bandwidth right now because it's actually come in strong, but if it was weaker you could tell that it was indeed 5 kilohertz. So, the way you calibrate is you put it on the bandwidth that you want. So right now we're on wideband shortwave. Center the frequency on the station, that the accurate frequency. So we're displaying 10,000, but the radio isn't accurate at 10,000. So what we're going to do is we're going to push and hold the air button until the backlight blinks rapidly. A few seconds is all you need. Then we're going to tune, in this case tune down to 99.95 because that's where the signal is best. Then we're going to hit the 1 button on the keypad to confirm, and I think you'll see how nicely that works. So push and hold the air button. We get the blinking. Dial back to 99.95. Hit accept. Now you can see the frequency jumped back up to 10,000. So I think you can see that now 10,000 is perfectly centered. When we go back to narrow,
at the tone, 22 hours,
it's still fine.
minutes, coordinated universal time.
Now I'm going to demonstrate how you can independently tune narrow bandwidth shortwave by intentionally putting it off, offsetting it. So I'm going to go 3 kilohertz higher intentionally here. So we're in narrow. I'll push and hold that. Go up 3 kilohertz. Hit 1 to accept. Now we're off a bit, but now 99.97 on narrow is optimal. But when we go back to wide bandwidth, 10,000 is still optimal. So you can see they're absolutely independent of each other. To reset any calibrations you've done back to factory default, you don't do that using the reset button on the bottom of the radio where you have to push a bent paper clip in to reset it. That won't do anything. It'll reboot the radio, but it won't reset the frequency calibrations, which is nice. In order to do so, the initial push of the air button when the display blinks rapidly, that will initially reset back to factory default, and we'll do this on narrowband 10,000 so you can see. So we're in 10,000 now, where we were off by 3. So now we're going to push and hold the air button, and now you can see, boom, we're back on frequency. Accept that. So now we've got narrowband back on frequency and Our wideband from the previous calibration is still on frequency as well. So pretty cool. AM and long wave, you do the same procedure. You push and hold the air button until you get the rapid blinking. FM is a little different. I'll demonstrate that quickly. Go to FM.
And that's not really what
So, if you push and hold the air button, nothing will happen. I'll just demonstrate. The light goes on, but it will never rapidly blink. So what you have to do in FM is actually push and hold the sync button. And now you see the rapid blinking. Now I'm going to accept this without changing the frequency because there's nothing wrong with my FM calibration. I don't want to bother with it. So that's it. So you now know how to calibrate your Tecsun PL-660 if it's got a frequency offset from the factory. Or if it drifts, you know, if the radio is a few years old and maybe things have drifted a bit, you can recalibrate it. So there's no need to send the radio back. If you've got a frequency offset, you can simply go ahead and tune it yourself and get everything bang on perfect. So hopefully that's been helpful for you. Feel free to leave any comments below or any questions, but that's it for now. So calibrating the Tecsun PL-660. And it's Mike. Have a great day.